buy a snowboard coat with a cool pattern on it, and then cut it apart and turn it into your seats. More time spinning tires.
Hey everybody, Chris Collard here with Gone Jeepin'. I'm with Phil with Max-Bilt, and we've got a long history with the Crown booth at SEMA Show 2024. But you've got history. We've got history with you on your cool builds every year. So
yes, no, we go way back. Man, I know I've been here at SEMA since 2015 with Crown, kind of debuting some sort of vintage iron that always appeals to you guys. And so usually we link up and we're talking about it. And we're thankful that we have another opportunity this year with this wonderful machine.
I'm going to get out of the way.
Yeah.
You know, so vintage iron, yeah, you bet. So this is what?
This one's
68?
a 68 Jeepster Commando. The purists are not going to like this next part. It started life as the convertible, and then our client was going back and forth on hardtop convertible. They were leaning towards convertible, but then once we got it, they kind of changed their opinion and they wanted to go with a hardtop. So all of those really unique parts and pieces for this limited run Commando, we just kind of pushed them to the side and made it exactly how our client wanted it to be.
So I'm seeing a few subtle differences, especially with the hood up. Let's start with the power plant, the mill. What is this? Let's go inside.
So it was just a slight upgrade from factory. So it's a LS3 Connect and Cruise hot cam GM engine, 6.2 liters. When we ordered that right from Chevrolet as a crate motor, with the wiring harness, with the transmission, automatic transmission, and then we chose to run an all-wheel drive transfer case out of a Denali, so that we wanted to make sure that it was a comfortable driver that just put the power to the ground. And this motor, in a two-wheel drive, you'd be spending more time spinning tires than you would be cruising the streets.
Well, if you got a hot shoe.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not a factory brake booster. And
no, so we actually went with Leeds brakes, and we paired that with it's basically TJ brake system, TJ steering system. And we had East Coast Gear build the axles as Dana 44s with a TJ width. So that was how we could get a little bit more stance, but not have to go as wide as, say, the JKs, and then wonder why the body was going to look all out of whack.
So you got 44s front and back.
44 front and rears. You're going to ask me the gear ratio.
I was coming next.
And
lockers?
I can't remember if there's no lockers.
The client didn't need a lockers.
They don't need lockers. No, it's got a True Track style in the rear, and the front is open.
So you got rock jock on there.
Yep. Front and rear from Curry, and this thing handles like it's on rails. It grips and goes, and it takes corners like a champ. And it is nice to be able to kind of dial that in. You can make it stiffer and looser. So.
Let's walk around and open one of these doors. Let's go over to the passenger side.
Yeah, let's do that.
We got stuff going on there, and this is awesome. Tell us about what you guys did on the inside here.
So
I'm digging the upholstery.
So, and we got this idea actually from I don't remember his last name, but Mark was one of the lead engineers for Jeep for a number of years. Mark Allen.
Designer,
yeah, head of design. And so
talked to him the other day.
Okay, well, so years ago, I think it was 2018. We were building a Jeep for my sister, this old CJ7, and I just remember how all the Jeeps that he had designed for concepts always had really cool plaid inlays in the seats. And so I called him up. I met him in Moab, and I was like, shot in the dark. Maybe he'll answer, maybe he won't. And he picked up the phone, he answered my call, and I said, where do you get these really cool, because all the fabric I'm finding looks like grandma's drapes. And he's like, snowboard coats. He said, so buy a snowboard coat with a cool pattern on it, and then cut it apart and turn it into your seats. Because, of course, it's durable, it's weather resistant. So these are actually, and you can see on the driver's door, the tags or the the tags from the actual coat.
Right. Still hanging on there.
Yep.
And the zipper pocket.
Yep, we got the zippered pocket.
Dual purpose zipper pocket.
Yep.
I like that.
Pretty
And the
great.
Seat backs.
Yep.
Yeah, so
we
that's one of the, I mean, Mark is a good guy to emulate.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
He's
shoot
super
the
creative.
concepts for like since they started in 2008.
Yeah.
And I always look forward to finding out what Mark and his crew
so
is
actually
and
there
now
was-
Chris.
Yeah. Well, the Jeepster too was an inspiration for this build. I think it was 2 years ago they built a Jeepster, or 3 years ago, with a little kind of beachy
Red
theme.
white one?
The one that I think it was like a burnt orange.
Yeah.
That was JL and Jeepster kind of mix.
I
And
don't remember what they called that one.
I can't remember either. But I really wanted to kind of run that whole gamut, but there was going to be a lot of integration issues with the dashes. So we backed everything up, and we chose to do factory dash with a modern Bluetooth radio, Dakota Digital dash cluster, Vintage Air AC.
Yep. Vintage Air, love those guys.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get Liam here. Liam's our cameraman. Come inside and check out the back seat and the upholstery in here. What they did with the rear end and the wheel well.
TJ fold and tumble seat that we cut down, and she wants to be able to fold the seat and flip it forward so she has enough cargo space for her dogs.
And the console, is that?
That is one of our own products, Max-Bilt center consoles.
Okay.
And we kind of made some custom adjustments. It's for a TJ, but we wanted to make sure that we had the handbrake on this instead of a foot brake, e-brake. And so we adapted that to fit in here, and worked pretty well.
So let's work our way around the back here. Tell us about, your client has a taste in wheels and tires.
Yeah.
Obviously got Geolanders.
Right. Yep. Yokohama Geolanders.
Man, those are some big wheels.
Yeah, and we're not like in our shop. That's not necessarily a wheel style. You want me to hold this? I can hold it.
Check out the
Yeah.
detail on the inside of your wheel.
So I kind of had an inspiration. She's just a cool chick, and she's classy. And so the idea was, we've got this just simple wheel set, but I just wanted to find a way to tie it into the interior. So we took a picture of one of those snowboard coats, superimposed it through Photoshop, and we printed it out on our vinyl printer, and then we wrapped it in there on the inside. So it's like a Jimmy Choo stiletto shoe, nice black, but on the underside they have a little red or pink or some sort of pattern. And I was like, that's classy and fun. And so that was kind of what
the paint color.
So it's a Toyota blue.
So he said Toyota.
I did say it. Oh,
Toyota. You know the rule. You got to drink. And Gun Jeep, and if you say a non-Jeep, brand, Bronco, Toyota,
that's the rule.
Land Rover, Lexus, it's like now I got to drink like 5 times.
Oh, yeah, deal. I'll play this game. I like it. I'll buy. So it was everybody's loves the color, us included. But we didn't know. There was tons of shades to choose from, and she landed on this, and it happens to be, like I said, a Toyota. For all you drinkers out there, that one was for you. And it just kind of worked out, and we decided to do the two-tone. It's unique, but a fun kind of retro throwback to it.
Yeah.
And that way we could tie that in. Usually we'll powder coat bumpers and whatnot, but this was an opportunity for us to paint match and really have it. It's just clean.
I was going to ask you about the hardware on the back here. Is that
as far,
as far as the bumpers?
So the bumpers are all custom built right in the shop, and we just kind of designed to make it fit the lines of the vehicle. It's got nice. I think we're running rigid slim lines in there for reverse lights tucked up in the bumper. We've got a backup camera. Yeah. So.
All right.
Yeah.
What else we got? Anything else we need to know about this?
I don't know. I'm just thinking.
How about tell us about the backup lights. There we go.
What? We don't.
Come on in and take a look at this.
Yeah, and I was. Oh yeah, so we used bed liner all throughout for sound deadening, but also for durability. Again, it's still built to be used.
Pockets on the side.
Absolutely.
There's storage everywhere.
Stash pockets. That's right. And we used KCs. If you look up, you can see the batteries unplugged, but all the dome lights are KC Cyclone rock lights for the dome lights. They're nice and bright.
A little overkill.
Yeah, but it does the job. You won't have
Wow.
to be fumbling for your keys in the dark.
And this top, was this the
So that's the
original top, or is it a original top?
A original top for a Jeepster Commando. But again, this was a convertible, so we had to find it and then make a lot of modifications to the actual body tub to accept it. I mean, not a lot, but enough. You know, everything's a project. It's not just anytime you make those decisions to change something, you think that you could just do it. Well, no, because now you're changing 4 or 5 things down the road.
Yeah,
So,
cascading domino effect.
exactly.
Everything.
But
you got to be used to that. I mean, everything you bring out here.
The only constant is the chaos. And so I think what we've learned to embrace at the shop is the fact that we're not going to stop building unique builds like this. And we don't have any interest in doing cookie cutter things. So we just embrace and we just know going into the project that that's what it's going to be. We've built and designed our whole shop. We had a big expansion last year to create more efficiencies because of the chaos that we know that we're going to get ourselves into.
Hope you got a good fridge full of beer at times where you need it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep,
right.
They're stashed.
Cool. All right, guys. Anything else you want to throw out there?
I got nothing, but
I can't wait till next year.
I know
we got
some good ones. Well, just to give you a little sneak peek, there's a friend of the industry, Pete Trasborg. He was a good friend of mine for a long time, and there's a scrambler that he owned that I want to say was the first time I was ever in a magazine article in JP was me helping do a motor transplant in that scrambler. Well, that scrambler is now back, and we're building it, and that'll be at SEMA next year and Moab this spring.
All right, and that's the inside sneak peek preview.
That's right.
Phil with Max-Bilt's got coming on for the next year.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, appreciate
awesome.
your time.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
You bet.
And man, just beautiful build at LS3 powered 68 Jeepster Commando.
You got it.
Wow. All right.
Thanks
For joining us, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.